Well, howdy there, partner.
We're back at it again with episode number 3 in this little mini series we have going related to how to use AI to generate your own code to use that as your own trading strategy. Obviously, the idea is to not only beat the market, but specifically we're focusing on kind of the tools at your disposal of how to easily create strategies to ideally beat sim-to-funded trading, such as Apex, Take Profit Trader, Tradeify, Funding, Ticks, Topsip. The list goes on and on and on, but that's what we're here about. So if you're just stumbling on this one, I do recommend watching the first one, which is more of the foundation of the tools you need to just get set up. The second one is we're starting to integrate some logic, and in this one, I want to kind of take that logic and the filters to the next level, but also in between 2 and 3, the episodes 2 and 3, ChatGPT 5 has just come out, so I want to use that one in this video. It'll be my first time just to see how much better it is. Is it better? Does it work? How much quicker it is? So a little bit of ChatGPT 5 talk for us to once again see if we can beat the markets. I hope that sounds good to you. Break out your pen and paper and let's get going. Alrighty, I think the best way to really get this rocking is to start off with a whole new prompt, a whole new strategy, because like I said, we are going to be trying out a new AI system, ChatGPT 5. It just dropped. So I already have the prompt and we got this one from the previous videos. Let me explain it. So the first way I like to approach is build a NinjaTrader 8 strategy named New Idea. That's just, you can name it whatever you want. If you want to see here, I already kind of have it rocking New Idea. It's a blank strategy, nothing going on. So I just wanted the name to be the same because you could have some issues if not. Then the next part, let me start separating this out just for readability, I suppose. The next thing is just related to a little bit more of nerdy code talk of specifically, remember before in episode really 1 and 2, when I was like, okay, what's a better way to prompt you so we don't run into these issues? Let's hope that this actually works on ChatGPT 5, but basically use Ninja script property. This is for the timing, display, range. So this is just, hey, I wanted to compile. I don't want to have to keep going back and forth with you of saying, hey, this caused an issue. Then we get into a little bit more of the specific stuff. So I am planning on running this strategy right here on the 1-minute chart. I want the system to know that. I want it to also import 10-minute data so I could do larger time frame filtering of like, hey, don't take the trade unless we're looking good and or bad on the 10-minute chart. Yes, you could do that. In the previous ones, we've talked about like on each tick strategies. This one's on bar close. So some of these strategies can fire as soon as the different conditions become true. So the second it's true, it'll either go long or short. These ones only evaluate if all the conditions are true every single time a bar closes. So you could have some that are instantaneous, but that would potentially get you in on wicks. And maybe if you wanted to do that for like a breakout, great. If not, you might only care about the closing values. I'm not saying one is better or worse. I'm just saying, hey, you got to know those for your strategies. So this one's going to be an on bar close. And specifically, I actually want this to trade on bar close. Let me just split this up a little bit. Enters long when the 10 EMA crosses above and closes above the 20 EMA. Enters short when the 10 EMA crosses below and closes below the 20 EMA. So we have that very similar to episode number 2. Specifically, I only want this to trade between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. Obviously, you could switch this up as much as you want. And then also there are user configurable inputs such as the amount of contracts. I'm defaulting to 1. Profit ticks, default 10, risk ticks, default 10. Once again, default values, you could change it. And even in this video, I'm going to be changing it up. I just wanted to start off with not necessarily like a rudimentary one, but this should ideally, especially if ChatGPT 5 is all it's cracked up to be, this should be a good starting place. And also feel free to just use this as your own starting script. Well, hopefully if it's good. So let's let this run. Like I said, this is my first time with ChatGPT 5. Very, very familiar with ChatGPT 4. So let's see. Thinking longer for a better answer. I don't know if I necessarily like that. I liked it when it was quick. Well, let's just see how long this one's actually going to take, because I might just start doing the quick answer. Maybe it's going to be good enough to do that. Handling session time with daytime. All right, it is. My first instinct is that this one is taking a little bit more than the 4 model, especially the analytics one. Setting trading. All right, this is definitely a little bit longer than before. Let's just see what happens. Get a quick answer. Maybe it's good enough. Like I said, okay, that was actually really quick then. Okay, so it seems like the first one thinks a lot. All right, those are good. I'm just kind of doing a quick little sanity check. We're doing that. Closes. Where did it import the proper data? Add data series, bars 10 minute. Okay, so it did the proper import. We have the date time for the session start, session end. All right, cool. Well, let's copy this. And it did short condition, set profit ticks, set. Interesting. I thought it would have put that in configure. I wonder why it didn't. Generally, when you have the set stop loss and set profit ticks, just so it doesn't repeat, generally you could put it right here in configure, just because it saves you out on 2 lines of code. But let's see. So I just copied all of that. Let me cover this one up and let's compile. Hopefully there's no issue. There is. Name exit on session close does not exist. All right. Well, let's see if it can fix that. Exit on session close does not exist. Let's see what it says on that. You're right. It's not a valid blah blah. Let's see how it fixes it. Hopefully that fixed it on the first try. All right, we'll copy this. We'll see what's going on. I'm hoping that ChatGPT 5 is better at this. That would make our lives all easier. Okay, so it did fix it. Technically, one error, fixed it right away. So let's just see like a sanity check of is it. So remember, you could right click or just control S strategies. This one I literally just called new idea because why not? And it already has everything, contracts, profit ticks, risk ticks. Okay, I'm running it on sim. We'll apply it. And then I just need to make sure to turn it on. And remember, it can only run from 9 to 4. I happen to be streaming this very early right now. So technically, if it did trade, it would be all from yesterday. And let's see. Okay, yep, there are the trades. So looks like it's getting in. Stop loss, profit target. Remember, this one can run 9 to 4. That was the session check right here, 9 to 4, and it just wants to make sure it is properly in that time frame. Crosses above, closing above. So it did it with booleans. Booleans are just true or false variables. So basically, it evaluates all this stuff. If true, then it's going to be going long. If false, or really if short, then it's going to be taking that short position. So what does it want here? I just want to make sure. So it is first checking for the time, so it needs to be between 9 and 4. So logically, that makes sense. Crossing above and the closes above and the 10. Okay, so it's also doing a little bit of an evaluation on the 10 EMA, which I didn't ask it to do that. So right now, I wonder why it grabbed that. So let's go back and see what's going on. Let's talk to the AI system. So please remove any logic related to the 10 min EMA. I only asked for one min EMA logic at this point. All right, let's just remove that. I want to do that sanity check because I want to use that 10-minute stuff. I just want to make sure it's still all right. So let's copy that. Once again, copy, paste, compile. Some people I noticed in the comments before, remember when you compile, you have to turn it off and turn it back on. All right, it is trading a little bit more. I'm seeing a couple more trades in here. Great. What you could do, remember data series. You could, hey, let's use the past 10 days worth of data. Great. It's going to calculate. Let's turn that off. Let's turn that on. You could hit control, you could carrot up or carrot down to do what I'm doing right here, just a little bit of a charting. So control up makes it all smaller, just a quicker way to do it. So I'm seeing some profit targets, I'm seeing some stop losses, great strategy performance, new idea, real-time and historical. It looks like over the past 10 days, if we just traded this, like literally at step number 1, you would be down $1,000. And just for, let me do the analysis, half hour of the day, and we're going to base it on entry time. So it looks like if you just traded it in the morning, it would actually be somewhat decent. It looks like later into the afternoon, this EMA crossover with equal profits, equal risk, not so good. But once again, this is just right out of the gate. I want to be very clear about that. So now let's start to build in some extra logic. All right. I want to update a few things. The first thing we should do is I only want longs to be taken if price is above the 10 min 20 EMA, and shorts should only be taken if the price is below the 10 min 20 EMA. This is an extra filter that should be added onto the others. All right, cool. I just didn't want it to like erase the other stuff. Okay, so this means still using 1 min 10 crossing over. Okay, perfect. Extra filter long. Okay, this is exactly what I want to happen. So I want the initial entry to still be the crossover on bar close, not on each tick. So not the second it does it. It's more of when you close for the first time, I want it to cross above, close above, but then we're doing an extra check, and this extra check is more of like, okay, a sanity check of, are we going with the overall trend being established by the 10-minute bar? So cool. It did add that in configure. Great. That's exactly what I want. Okay, awesome. So it is doing that sanity check of right here. Close is above the 1, yes. Crossing above. Okay, so it's ensuring that the close is above on both of those. Technically, this is a redundant line if we got the cross, but hey, it is what it is. You could ask it to remove it. This line here, technically, for that to be true, for this first line to be true, it means that this one has to be true, but whatever. All right, cool. That should work. We'll copy that. Once again, highlight all, paste, compile. You're gonna hear the ding. Great. All right, and now we have a little bit more logic. As you can see, when I unenabled it, re-enabled it, a lot less trades being made because we have that extra filter on. I'm expecting these longs to be taken just because obviously we were trending up, which means that we were on top of the 10-minute EMA pretty much all day. So it looks like it got hit. Well, here, let's just look at the results once again. I'm by no means pitching this as being a profitable strategy. It's like, this is what we're working to develop. All right, so it's still a net loser over the past 10 days, down $250. Great. All right, so what I want to do here is we kind of had that idea of checking and whatnot, and it looks like ChatGPT 5. So we have a little bit more logic. We're doing the same crossover as episode number 2. We added an extra filter by importing a different time frames data still on the NQ. I'm using NQ as the example on all of these, but we imported a different time frame to be able to do analysis on that, and we ideally are just trading with the overall trend. We also can start to mess around a little bit more, some of the things that I kind of hinted in the last episode. So instead of, right now we're just doing 1-to-1 risk to reward. I want the profit, target, and risk to be based on ATR, average true range. So as volatility expands, it'll go for more profit and have more risk. But as it contracts, instead of just these hard-coded values, that's what average true range is, based on average true range for both profit and risk. These should be able to be changed by the user. Default is 1 for both. And then average true range, the one input for that is a look back period. The look back should be 20. So you just need to tell it that, or it'll default to something like 14. So right here, ATR 20, hard-coded ATR 1 and 1. So instead of using, hey, I'm just going for these ticks, because remember, sometimes the environment's crazier, sometimes it's not so crazy. So this is the type of stuff that you can start to ask yourself of like, okay, how can we improve it? How can we take it to the next level? So instead of just like, right here, it's even doing the math. Like, all right, yeah, and it's doing the calculations for me. So great. Remember, that makes sense. In the morning when things are more volatile, you could take a bigger swing. In the afternoon, maybe things aren't as like nice or as crazy as you want them to be, so it kind of calms down. So instead of just, once again, the hard-coded profit, you could obviously do something like this. Is it the best way to do it? Well, I know strategies that use it that are great, and some use it that don't. So there's never like an end-all be-all. So this one, once again, 1-to-1. It does seem to be a couple more profit targets in there, a little bit better with volatility. All right, this one on the day looking good, but starting to swing a little bit harder, 3,000. But let's check this out. So remember, this is trading from 9 to 4. let's see the half hour of the day, and we're looking at our entry times. So this one, for some reason, seems to be pretty profitable right before lunch and kind of later in the day. So once again, you could add on extra filters of, instead of trading from 9 to 4, now that we have this information, you could literally go to ChatGPT and be like, instead of 9 to 4, I only want to trade from 11 to 12. Like, that is totally possible. All right, so what I want to do here is we can do a couple more things to continue to improve this. All right, so coming back to ChatGPT, which I'm really happy with that first prompt, that it only prompted one error. Generally, that takes like quite a bit longer. All right, so what we could do is, what do you think the, I guess, optimal ATR multiple would be for both? And the reason I'm showing you this is, like, sometimes people are like, okay, like, I don't even know like what to ask, like what to think about, like why are we even doing an EMA crossover? Almost like, how did you know to test that? Sometimes you could use ChatGPT and AI itself to come up with ideas. So let's see what it kind of thinks. I'm not really asking it to code right now. I'm asking it to think, okay, like, what do you think? Like, I just arbitrarily had it at 1. So let's see, multiple, profit multiple, risk multiple, lower, higher end 1.2. Okay, profit multiple 1.6. Let's set those as the default. So whatever reason, whatever info is like led it to believe 1.6 for profit and 1.2 for risk. So I just said, hey, let's do that as the default. Like I said, I'll be honest with you, as this is computing, I don't know if this is better or worse, but what I can tell you is we can easily test and iterate on that. But once again, I think some of the times when it comes to like algo trading, you kind of get into this situation where you run out of ideas. But that's one of the beautiful things about trading, and now with AI, is you could have AI come up with ideas, and it's an endless amount of things to test. All right, so right here, real time and historical. So that one actually seemingly losing roughly the same amount. The long and the shorts change a little bit, but check this out, analyst. Entry. All right, and remember, we're just doing the 1 minute EMA crossover. You can even optimize on various other things, such as like, what is the perfect EMA to do the crossover on. Half hour of the day, entry time. We're seeing that success right there. I just want to make sure, because that looked the exact same. So hang on, I just want to unenable, re-enable it and see what's going on. Yeah, it is. So okay, those numbers really not that far off. All right, cool. So we have that, and then just to not make this one too long, I see this is a net losing strat. What would you do to improve it? This is where kind of your own imagination takes off, and if you're running out of it, turn to this. All right, strengthen the trend filter. All right, to be aligned, ADX. Trade fewer, better signals right now. Smart exits. Do you want me to make that improved version for you? Well, this was a lot here that it says. Let's just say yes. Let's see what happens. Phase 2, new idea baked in. So it's bringing in a whole new indicator, ADX, midday avoidance, no trades from 11:30 to 2 to reduce chop. So it even knows that some times of the day are weaker. Still 9 to 4, still ATR. All right, so it added it's doing different time frames. It brought in a new indicator for a different filter check, and just like that, folks, I could not stress this enough. The beauty of the fact that it came all up with this, man. ChatGPT, I have to admit, is kind of starting to impress me. All right, we'll compile. Do we hear it? There we go. All right, compiled it. Turn this off. Unable to cast a system object to type strategy base. Hang on, I want to see that error. Unable to cast object to strategy base is causing it. All right, so we're getting some sort of issue. Strategy. There is an error with casting to strategy base. Unhandled exception. Unable to cast the object of type system.object to the type ninjatrader.ninjascript. All right. Can I won't let me copy and paste it. If you want, little side tip, you could just screenshot it. Something like this. You could screenshot it, and I believe it can actually figure out what you're trying to do. Downloads, all right. And then what you could do is add photo. Let me add that in. Great. All right, we'll stop that. I'm getting this error. Yeah. So let's see if we can actually parse that photo part. All right, let's get the quick answer. Let's see if the quick answer is fast enough. Looks like it was pretty fast. Do you want me to? Yes. Show me all of the cleaned up code. So that's another thing. If you're running into issues, it can, like, I literally just screenshotted that error, sent it in, and this stuff, it's every single time I use it, it kind of blows my mind in one way or another. I'll be even more impressive to wrap this up. It can actually fix this problem. Let's see. Come on, a little bit faster, a little bit faster. Dude, this one's making a lot of code changes from all those things I just arbitrarily said yes to, but I'm kind of excited. Let's see. Oops, my apologies. I'm sorry about that awkward hard cut right now, just because my recording device stopped recording. So I just want to pick back up exactly where I was. So anyway, this new idea from ChatGPT, it ended up compiling here. Let me just redo that right now. And it does look we can turn it on and off. But I'm actually now noticing that with this whole new version, it kind of changed the name of it, because we didn't start with V2, it was just new idea. So let me go back, and actually this might be a little bit of a better way to do it. Hang on, let me click on this. Let me get back to where we were. So, okay, I tried to fix that problem. I sent in the issue once again, just to quickly recap for my own sake of mine, I got that error. I sent it in. It looks like it fixed it. Let's revert back to the new idea. Let's revert back to new idea. All right, I just want to go back to this really quickly, just in case there are some other compile issues. And I noticed with the changes that I didn't quite like. Hang on, let me just do the quick answer. Does seem, even with the quick answer, clearly, as you can see, it's like way faster, but it does seem better. Here's your original new idea restored. Okay, so that's the crossover. Okay, good. All right, what I want to do is probably improper. Like, you could do what I just did and copy all of their suggestions, but maybe it's a little bit easier to do it piecewise. So let me copy that and highlight all this, compile it once again. Good. All right, let's disable it, enable it. Oh, it's that exact same issue before. So I think it's because the naming's off. I reverted it, and you could even see here, new idea, and up here it's new idea V2. So there's a bit of a mismatch. Maybe just to clean this up, what we could do is strategies. All right, we can't even remove it from there. So let's remove it from here. We're removing it. Okay, so it's off the chart up there. It's not in here anymore. So let's just go back and see if we could get back to like our core thing. So once again, strategies, and that's a good, I guess, error catch right there, is double check the name. Make sure, especially as you're like kind of switching back and forth, that might be an easy fix. And right there. Okay, now we're back to exactly where it was. So once again, what I thought it was just that name mismatch. Like it thought it was running something called new idea version 2, but really it's new idea. And you could see as soon as I fixed it, like removed it all, added it back, we're good to go. But very quickly, I did like some aspects of what it added in. So let me see. I did like the ADX logic. Can you add that back in? All right, I like that part of it. It was trying to do a lot of things at once, but I just want to see this. I want to make sure it doesn't change the name. Okay, great. It's bringing in ATR, ADX. ADX is just another indicator. And how cool is that of just how quickly it goes? So add it. And what I want to do is see how this is. Okay, we'll copy that. And then really what I want, all right, so here I accidentally exited out of that. So just bring up your editor. If you ever do that, just right click, bring up your editor, go to strategies, and then go to the exact one you are working on. New idea, great. Let me highlight all this, replace it with the new ADX code. Good. Ding, that means we are cooking. All right, great. And it looks like it's been trading. And what I want to see is data series, how many days. Let's do the last 20 days. All right, great. And then I don't expect this to be profitable, but I do expect us to be able to try to figure out some of the strong points of it, if you will. analysis, entry time. I don't know why that defaults to exit time. I think entry time is a lot more helpful when you can figure out, hey, when should you get in? And right here, 11:30 to 12 seems kind of strong. You could even run it from 10:30 to 12, but like just to prove a point here, 11:30 to 12:30. All right, so check. We know that that's profitable over the past 20 days. This is how easy it is, and this is the final thing that I want to show you here. But only allow trades between 11:30 a.m. and 12:30 p.m. And then it will update the times. And the only reason I came up with that is because I quickly did the analysis on NinjaTrader, saw the profitable entry windows, be exits sometimes out of your control, especially if it's a short one, if you have a runner. So that's why I like to switch it up to entry. And then obviously it produces this code. Let me copy that and we will switch this up. Here we go. Control all that. All right, update. Bada bing, bada boom. Disable, enable. And right there, you could see that it had one loss and one profit today. But overall, let me go back, strategy performance, real time and historical, and look at that. Boom. Right away, profitable, 2.3K, 1.3 long, 1,000 on the short side. We'll go to the analysis. The entry time, well, it makes sense now that it's only between 11:30 and 12 because that's what exactly it was told to do. So there you have it, folks. Episode 1, building out the foundation. Episode 2, trying to show you a little bit of just how to integrate logic. And now episode 3, integrating a little bit more of difficult logic, but if anything, trying to show you AI of how it can quickly make the changes for you, but you could even use that as a tool itself of where to improve it. So just kind of sharing more and more of the ideas. And of course, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know in a comment below and let me know what you want to see in episode 4. What's on everyone's minds? Where do you want me to take this mini series? So obviously we can complete our goal of helping as many people as possible. I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you so much for the good vibes. I'll catch you in the next one.